Hello there, sir. Have you heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
What?
The Flying Spaghetti Monster, have you heard of it? I've been preaching about him on YouTube for a number of years, trying to wake the neighbors from the ancient blood cultures.
I've been trying to find a new cult since.
Excellent. We have free placebo. Hello, have you heard of
this, man?
Have you heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
No, I have not.
He is the creator of all. He is the thing that decided to Big Bang.
Really?
Yes, he is your creator and he has a message for you.
Spaghetti Monster?
That's correct.
What message does he have?
He says, don't believe all the old ancient books that talk about racism and war and all that. He didn't write them. Yeah. He says that you're a prophet and you need to start writing your book of prophecy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still pretty confused, man. What do you,
We're all confused.
Are we not, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So what are you, advertising?
I'm advertising the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster. Also, I have these services I can perform on there. But basically, my message is, the ancient books of Scripture have been lying to us. Jesus lied. Muhammad lied. Moses lied. And it's time to put away those ancient fictions and believe in reality instead of mythology. Because mythology is going to burn this planet.
How do you figure they lied?
Who?
Jesus.
Jesus lied because he said there's a place called hell, and if you don't do what he says, you're going to go there. And that's not a true statement. Hello there, have you heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? Do you know the Flying Spaghetti Monster? Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
I've been preaching about him for a number of years. I am a Pastafarian preacher. My YouTube information's here at the top. All my services you can see described on the sides there. I can give you a sermon for free.
What do you mean by Jesus lied?
I mean, some of the things that he said were not true things.
Like what?
Like there exists a place called hell.
Hell doesn't exist?
Yes.
So I've been lied to them whole life?
Yes.
What?
How does that make you feel?
Horrible.
Cool.
He's been trying to be a good boy because he thinks he's going to go to heaven.
Is that why you're being good?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't believe in heaven and hell, and I'm still good. I can teach you how to be good without that threat.
Oh, really?
And it's immoral to be good on pain of torture. It doesn't count. You have to be good for goodness sake. Haven't you heard that?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if someone says if you don't be good, you're going to hell, he's taken away your free will.
Yeah.
But that is not the situation we have. You can be not good if you want. And so when you're good, it's because you're a moral agent. And that's why we're all good. And this whole fairy tale that's scaring people into being good is an immoral thing to do. We have to be good because that's who we want to be.
What happens when you die?
What happens when you die? Do you remember where you were before you were born?
And I told you that shit.
You'll go right there. Your consciousnness is a product of the meat in your mind.
So there's no like heaven or hell or anything like that?
No, there's not.
How do you know that? How is your beliefs true and not Catholic beliefs, Baptist?
Yeah.
For a number of reasons.
How's yours true?
Number of reasons. One, faith, and two, science. But I'd like to talk about faith. The way I know it's true is because I prayed to the creator of all of this and asked him, and he told me it was. And that's how you know something's true religiously. And I can make that happen for you with the Flying Spaghetti Monster and these very things we're talking about. That feeling that people get when they pray and they say, is heaven real? They feel something inside. But I can make you feel that as well for the Flying Spaghetti Monster. It's a street trick. It's a magician's smoke and mirrors.
Try to do it right now.
I think you have already felt inside the truthfulness of my words. I think if you think about what I've already told you and the seriousness that we spoke of when we talked about death, then the calming feeling that you felt when I said it, and you think, is that deity confirming the truth in your heart? You can. But I can do more. And in fact, on my YouTube, I do, every week, I do a sermon where we invoke the holy noodly appendages of the Flying Spaghetti Monster and he touches us in our hearts. But I can also here, in about 5 minutes, do some sermonizing, make you feel some emotions inside that will confirm the truth of that. If you would like to suffer through that here in the cold, I'm willing to do that for the next 5 minutes, or you can go see my YouTube online and see my...
check out YouTube or
cool.
something like that.
Yeah, because it is a little bit cold here.
It's a little chilly, yeah.
Yeah, and so basically the thesis is, I too was involved in a Christian denomination and felt feelings inside that confirmed that what they were saying was true. But then I learned that what they were saying was also false. That the Bible is not true, that the person of Jesus is an imperfect person just like you and me. And that if he were a prophet, so are you. And your book of scripture is more moral than the book of scripture that is handed down, because we have learned a lot of things in the 2,000 years that have transpired between now and then. So, I look forward to your comments online. I can answer any more questions you have here, but it is an uncomfortable night. I don't mean to keep you out in the cold.
No, absolutely.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. See you online. Take care. Hello there, sir. Would you like to join my cult? See you online. Have you heard of the flying spaghetti monster?
What makes you think Jesus lied?
I read the book, and some of the things that he said were not true.
Well, you know, the Vatican, you know, the Bible's been molested for over 1,000 years. So, I mean, Shakespeare's in Psalms, I'm sorry. But I do want to go ahead and learn a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is totally accurate from my point of view.
Do you think that he did never lie?
Look, if it was human,
He was human.
absolutely.
Yeah, he was human like you and me.
Exactly.
He was a prophet, just like you are.
I wouldn't say I'm a prophet, but
You are. You are definitely a prophet. As am I. As is all of these voices. We speak for the Creator.
absolutely.
So your book of scripture is as valuable as the book of scripture that Jesus wrote.
Yeah, but I mean, all my thing is, the Vatican,
Yeah.
they have all the precious diamonds and pearls and all that, right?
They have quite a bit.
And on top of that, there's lost books, there's lost scrolls, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that haven't been presented to people to go ahead and make an honest determination.
They have a history of keeping information from the public. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, I am going to check you out.
Cool. My
You know,
YouTube is on there. I look forward to your comments.
I have my safety on this.
For sure.
thing.
See you online, friend.
Hey, God bless.
You as well.
That's a question to ask.
Yeah.
Like, I actually do want to kind of understand, like,
Yeah.
but what is it exactly that you are into? Like, so far as like, is it rituals? Is it, I mean, what kind of thing?
I have rituals. I think that we as humans are very susceptible to rituals. I think we all have and develop rituals over time. And so I think that if we allow our rituals to be dictated to us by past generations, it's very dangerous, and we need to take responsibility for them ourselves. I think some of the rituals we do, such as reading old books that have a lesser morality than we have achieved, ritualistically is dangerous. So I think that living religion is safer than a dead religion, and I think a lot of people are using dead religion.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
absolutely.
kinda picking your brain a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, my YouTube's on there, and there's hours and hours of both me talking to people in the streets and sermons and much information there.
So, what would you say specifically your how can I say it? Like your get down. What's specifically your angle? Like so far as damn, I don't know how to say it. But what do you invest in the most so far as in your territory?
Religiously?
Yes. Yeah. So is it like Wiccan? Is it like that kind of deal? Like
No.
I don't know if I'm asking the question correctly, but
The Pastafarian would be the best describer. They are homemade. The rituals. They're not given to me by tradition. I create the rituals myself.
no.
So I'm not looking to like a tradition for.
So it's kind of self-proclaimed type of
Right, but there are a few of us that are Pastafarian, and we are using the metaphor of that to explore spirituality. Yeah.
And one last question.
Yeah.
It slipped my mind. I had a couple of drinks and I'm stressed out. So.
No worries, no worries.
You know.
No, I'll be here if you think of it.
Absolutely.
I'd give you a line if I had one. It's in my car though.
Absolutely.
Would you like to join my cult? Yeah.
do you have any kind of like sermons or anything that you gotta kind of?
I have, yes, I do. I have sermons online. I also have a book here where I have written sort of musings myself, sermonized from this. So yeah, they're online. Friday is today. It's our holy day in our religion, TGIF Friday. So I do some like podcast sermons, as it were, YouTube things. They don't work too well in the street because of the walkie-bys, but yeah, there's some sermonizing. I enjoy many of the traditions of general religion, which is the sermons are fun and help us to reflect on those things that will improve ourselves. Yeah,
so it's like really self-progressing type deal, like
yes.
something that will kind of help you move forward, or
right, yes,
but just leaving the old religion alone, pretty much, in your perspective.
The very dangerous parts, yes. A lot of people keep some of the religious traditions as much as they want, but the idea is the only dogma is no dogma, right? Like you can believe, you can hold on to what you want, but you can't expect other people to be holding on to the same parts, right? Instead of thinking this book is holy, we think this book helped me to understand holiness, and as do many other books. So we're not trying to achieve a perfection, we are trying to walk toward it, sort of idea. Yeah.
So is there any kind of Luciferian tied into that, or is it just?
Well, how do you mean Luciferian?
I mean, so far as the opposite of what God says in my eyes.
Well, if we were to think about the Lucifer idea and that perhaps contrast it with the Jehovah idea, if we were looking at that as two sort of entities contending, we can think of them as both two sides of the same idea. That and so that part of the Creator that gives good, that same Creator gives evil. So He is the Creator of all, and so there is no real Luciferian figure, but the Creator is very capricious. He is good and He is evil.
I mean, it's free will.
Yeah, and we have free will, and so does the Creator.
As well, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I just want to understand what I'm stepping into.
Yeah. Basically, it's we must think for ourselves. We must solve all the problems ourselves instead of relying on those who came before, because we have better tools for solving the problems than they did.
So, what is your philosophy on faith?
In my box here, I have a sugar that I mark the word placebo on, and the faith in the medicine that doesn't work makes the medicine work. And so my position on faith is it's useful and dangerous, like a table saw.
Yeah,
and that if we let people run away with faith, it can drive them to places that are very dangerous. So I think responsible faith is fine, but I don't think that I found myself to be responsible with faith. I was very strange when I allowed myself to walk by faith. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, trial and error, right?
Yes, trial and error, and that's what, and generationally as well. Moving forward, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What was your name again?
My name's Corey.
Corey, very good to meet you.
Likewise.
I'll look forward to your comments online again, like I said.
All right.
Yeah, we can continue this online whenever you think of it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure, absolutely. Thank you for your comments. The One True Cult do join today. Hello there, sir. Would you like to join my cult?
I'm good.
I don't doubt it, but I bet I can make you better. The one true cult on this earth, the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster.